we had done the grid layout and we were able to make the video cards. So today let's start and try to make this header. Okay. So for this we will learn what is flex layout. Okay. So today we'll learn what is flex layout. Okay. We have learned what is grid layout. So we have learned what is the box layout. Okay. Margin, padding, border. Okay. This we have learned. Then we last time we had done what is grid layout. So if you want multiple rows, your data to be in multiple rows, so you define the width of that container. So if I have 3 columns, then whatever elements I will place. So if I have multiple elements like this and I want to place them, okay, so let's say I have multiple of these 10 such things I have. So what grid layout does is, first you will specify how many columns you want and the width of the column, and then one element will go over here. So as there are only 3 columns, the first 3 will fit over here and the remaining will be going down. So perfect case. Now as we have utilized the 3 columns, the 4th element will come here and 5th will come here, so on and so forth. So if you have multiple rows, then grid layout is a good option to use. But this is a very rigid layout because the size of the column has to be decided first. Today we will learn one more layout called as flex layout. So flex layout is, as the name suggests, flexible layout. Why is it flexible? Because you don't have to decide the width of the column. You can make your components, whatever component you want to make, small or big, whatever, and then you can lay them out. So if you want to put the first container first and second later, you can do that also. Or if you want to change the order of them, you can change the order also. This is not possible in grid layout, because in grid layout you have already decided the width of the column. So if the first column width is small and the second column width is large, so the small element will go in the small column and the large element will go in the larger column. If you change the order, it is not possible over here, or it will not look proper. That if you try to put this bigger one over here, okay, it will show cropped only, and the smaller one will show the small one, because the size of the column is predefined first. Here it is not. That is not the case in flex layout. Okay, so in flex layout, if you have given the bigger first and the smaller second, there is no column width over here. There is no predefined column width. If later on, if you want to change, you can change the order also. So wherever the content will go, it will take it with along with it. Okay, so we'll try to discuss this, and you can display the flex in row. This is row wise. I'm arranging the data in. Okay, the flex direction is row. Okay, but this is the default direction. You can also arrange one below the other. You can, this is one besides the other. You can also have a direction and you can arranging vertically. Okay, this is flex direction column. So let me check for some nice documents if I have, and I'll share that with you. Okay, so this is your flex layout. Okay, so let me take an example of flex layout first to explain. Flex demo.ht, and these layouts are always given to the parent container. Okay, so whenever you're playing with the layouts, you have to style the parent container with that layout, whether it is grid layout or whether it is flex layout, whether it is your positioning. Okay, so let's take a parent div. Okay, I'll give it a class called parent container. In that I'll put two divs. Okay, so I'll give color red or color pink, and I'll give one more div called as blue. So this is the class of color. So now I have three divs. So whenever you give the layout, always try to give to the parent container. So we go to the style tab, okay, and I'll give the parent container. Okay, if I would have given display grid, okay, then I had to give grid template columns, okay, and then I had to give the size over here. This is 100 px, second is 200 px. Okay, so now how many columns does my grid template have, and what is the fixed width? What is the fixed width of them? Okay, so now if I give dot pink class bgc as light pink, okay, and let me give it a height of 200 px, and the dot blue class, I give a bgc of light blue and a height of 200 pixels. So my first, I want a 100. How many pixels I want? 100. And second I want of how many? Second I want of how many? Okay. Now I'm using grid layout over here. Okay. So I go live, and you will see the screen. So first is taking 100. Second is taking 200. Okay. This was my intention. But now if I change the order over here, what happens now? Even though this is 200, but it will fit in which column? And even though this is 100, it will fit in the which column? So the color will now change, right? Getting it? What is happening? So in grid layout, you fix the layout dimensions first, and then you try to put the elements over there, right? And if I put one more color now, one more blue color I put, where will this go? Below, because there are only two columns, right? So next all the elements will go below. So this is called rigid layout. So what flex layout does is, and normally flex layout we use when we are doing in a single row, okay, or in one row or one column. So we are grid row is multiple columns, right? So now instead of using display grid, I use display flex. What I use? And by default the flex direction is rows, okay? So by default the flex direction is row. So no need to mention that, it is already row. Reverse means will come from right to left. Row means we'll go from left to right. Okay. Now flex direction. Now it will take each element and put it over there. Now if you want to give a fixed size to this, okay, you can give, okay, remember in, so in your display grid, now if I want to give this equal, both of them I want equal space. So what I would do, one FR, right? One FR or two FR. So what will this do? 33% and 66%, right? Okay. So I had like this, one FR, one free space and two free space. So now the blue is taking how much? One FR. And the pink is taking how much? Two FR. I save this. Now if I change the order of this content over here, even though it is written over here 2 FR, but it is taking how much? 1 FR, because here the size has been predetermined over here in display grid. What display flex does is it gives you the flexibility. Okay, flex direction by default is row, so even if you write this you skip, it's not a problem. Okay, here you can give, instead of giving over there, now if I want the pink to always have 1 FR, so I'll say flex 1. I'll say what? Flex and just give 1 over here. So this will be 1 ratio 1, and this I want 2 ratio. So I'll say what? Flex 2. Okay. Yes. So and you always give the parent container the display flex. Okay. So now this is how much? Flex 1, and this is how much? Flex 2. Correct? Now if I even change the order, what happens? It takes its width along with it. So blue will still always be flex 2 only. Correct? So this is what your flex layout does. So if you want to have a single row or a single column, so if I want if I want single column, then I can use what? Then they will come one below the other. Okay. So like this now we can do. So let me check this. So now let's try to design the YouTube header using flex layout. Okay. So I'll split this into 3 portions. The left portion, the blue one, the mid portion, which is the left portion green one, mid portion blue one, and the black one, my right portion. Okay. So I'll make display. So I'll make a, let's say I'll make class called as header, and in this I'll make a class called left section. I'll make a class called as mid section, and I'll make a class called as right. So and the parent, this is by default. So left section, mid section, and we'll make a class called as right. Okay, so I'll just give them three different background colors: light pink, light gray. Okay. Height we can give all as 90 pixels. Okay, so let's try to check if this works. So this was class header, right? So we have light blue, we have left section, mid section, right section. Left section, suggestion row, we got left section background color. I wanted light pink, right? Why is that not? This light blue has come, light gray has come. Why has this not come? Have I not used the proper class name over here? C is missing. Okay, so this much we have put over here. So now depending on the size of this, so if you don't want to give a specific flex, you can directly give the width. So what we can do is left section, let's give a width of 200 px. Okay, and the right section, let's give a width of 300 px, and the remainder we can give to the this. So remainder I can give whatever is left over, I can give to the mid. Okay, is that making sense to you all? So now what we can do is, now in the left section what do we need to put? These two, right? The hamburger and the YouTube logo, correct? So here I'll put one more. So maybe I'll put a image. I'll put two images over here. Self closing. Now I need to get those images. So we have got all the data over here, right? In the images we have got everything. In icons, everything. Where is hamburger? This is the hamburger name, right? So let's copy the path, or better than copying the path, we can directly go to this is our flex demo, right? So we can go one step behind. Image src equals to dot dot slash, it goes to YouTube. Again we can go dot dot slash, it goes to html. And that html what? Okay, then YouTube, right? In YouTube images, in images icons, in icons hamburger menu.sh. Let's check. This will become too big. I guess the width will become too big. See, this is the normal height of this image. Okay, so what we can do is, in the left section, so if you want to style, in the left section, whichever img is there, give this style to it. So if the height of the entire header is 90 and I would want this height to be 70 pixels. Okay, got it. And then give the src dot slash YouTube images icons and what logo YouTube logo. ठीक है? And I do a control S. So now this logo is coming over here. Okay, I wanted one besides the other, correct? So what we can do is, whenever you want one besides the other, the best is flex layout. What is the best? Flex layout. When you want it in rows, no, the best option is use flex layout. So what I can do is I can take a div. What I can do is I can make the left section also display flex now. I can make the left section also as, just give df and so see they will come one besides the other. Okay, and I want to set the width of the image. So this height is 70, it has got, and I want it to come a little bit down, so I'll give some padding around 10 pixels, so it should come in the center. Okay, now I want the width of that YouTube logo to be a little less. So if I do it over here, it will impact this width also. Okay, so if I do over here width, now the entire width we have given to this is how much? Left section 200. Okay, so in this, so what we can do is, let's say if I say give it 100 px. Okay, so both are taking 100. No, I don't want that. So we can target 1 1. We can target. What happened? Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to do. I'll target individual then. So we can do a class. Okay. So we can do YouTube logo. So let's try to take this and target this class and give a width of 100 px. Okay. No, this will become too tiny. So we can increase the width for this, no? If I want left section, if I make 300, and for this YouTube logo I give 200. Okay, making sense now? Okay, so you can play around with that. Yeah, so this much we have done. So there is some gap between them. If we can narrow down that gap, okay, the gap is even more, and this is even gap over here. Our gap is comparatively less, and our logo is also looking comparatively bigger. Hamburger is looking comparatively bigger. The hamburger is looking. Here the hamburger is comparatively smaller. So we can set the height over there then. So I guess we'll have to individually then style them. Okay. So we'll give a class to the hamburger also. Reduce the height even further, we get 50 pixels. What did we give here? 70, right? So for a hamburger we'll give 50. Is the height reducing or not? हाइट तो रिड्यूस नहीं हो रही है, नहीं हो रही है हाइट तो रिड्यूस। जब यहाँ पर हाइट 30 है, यहाँ पर हाइट 70 लिखा है, कब रिड्यूस हुई है? और वो अलाइन आइटम सेंटर नहीं हो रहा है, तो उसको क्या करना पड़ेगा? लेफ्ट सेक्शन को अपन ने लेफ्ट सेक्शन को डिस्प्ले फ्लेक्स बोल देंगे और बोल देंगे अलाइन आइटम्स कहाँ होना चाहिए? सेंटर में। आ रहे? अब ठीक है, चलो ठीक, इतना देख लो, ठीक है। अब आते हैं मिडल वाले में। मिडल वाले में क्या क्या चाहिए? एक टेक्स्ट बॉक्स है जिसमें सर्च लिखा है और एक इमेज है जिसमें आर क्लास। तो मिडल सेक्शन में आते हैं, तो क्या लिखा हुआ है? इनपुट है, ठीक है, का टाइप इक्वल्स टू टेक्स्ट। कंट्रोल एस करके देखते हैं इसको, तो इनपुट टाइप इस टेक्स्ट आ गया है। और क्या है? एक इमेज भी है। इसका SRC क्या है? डॉट डॉट स्लैश यूट्यूब इमेजेस आइकन्स सर्च वाला। ओके, ये इतना बड़ा है ये, और एक के नीचे एक आ रहा है, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा उसको? अगर एक के बाजू में एक चाहिए, इफ यू वांट वन बिसाइड्स द अदर, then the parent should be display flex. So I go to the mid one and I say what? Display flex. So they come one besides the other, okay? But now I want this comparatively bigger. So what I can do is, now input type is text, right? इसको भी हम लोग एक class दे देंगे, search text, और इसको भी एक क्लास दे देंगे, सर्च आइकन। ओके, तो सर्च टेक्स्ट जो क्लास है उसको हम दे देंगे 1FR। डिस्प्ले फ्लेक्स हो गया ना वो, तो फ्लेक्स 1 दे देंगे उसको, ताकि बची हुई जगह वो ले ले। और इसको इतनी जगह मिल रही है, तो इसको भी फिर एक हाइट और वो दे देंगे, सर्च टेक्स्ट। सर्च टेक्स्ट हो गया ना, क्या है? सर्च आइकन। सर्च आइकन का एक हाइट दे देंगे, तो अगर ये हाइट 60 px करते हैं अपन, ये आ गया। और इनके अलाइन भी आइटम सेंटर में कर देते हैं, तो ये हमारा मिड सेक्शन चल रहा है। अगर आपको वर्टिकली अलाइन करना है, देखो अलाइन का क्या होता है? अलाइन का पेंट्स इनविजिबल टू ऑल। अलाइन, अलाइन मतलब क्या है कि अगर आप एक एलिमेंट इधर है, एक एलिमेंट इधर है, एक एलिमेंट इधर है, ऐसा अलग अलग जगह पे है, तो अगर आपको इनको वर्टिकली एक ही रो में डालना है तो उसको हम अलाइन आइटम्स बोलते हैं। तो अगर मैं वो अलाइन आइटम्स टॉप बोलूँ, टॉप, तो तीनों तीनों भी टॉप पे चले जाएंगे, ये भी टॉप में चला जाएगा, ये भी टॉप पे चला जाएगा, और ये भी टॉप में चला जाएगा। ये हो गया अलाइन आइटम। अगर वो अलाइन आइटम बॉटम, तो तीनों भी कहाँ आ जाएंगे, बॉटम पे आ जाएंगे। अगर मैं कर दूँ सेंटर तो क्या हो जाएंगे, सेंटर, वर्टिकल सेंटर पे आ जाएंगे, वो अलाइन आइटम है। ठीक है, अब देखो ये कैसे दिख रहा है सेंटर में, ये बाहर चला गया ना, ये आर ग्लास का आइकन। तो अब क्या करेंगे इसको, अलाइन आइटम्स, पेरेंट को जो है ना, पेरेंट मिड वाला, उसको क्या कर देंगे, सेंटर। ठीक है, अभी ऐसे हो गए। अब फिर आर ग्लास की हाइट बढ़ा दो फिर अभी। अब ये जो तुम्हारा सर्च टेक्स्ट है, इसकी हाइट बढ़ा दो फिर, इसकी हाइट अभी 60 px कर दो। ठीक है, हो गया ऐसा। अब इसके बॉर्डर, एक मिनट, हेलो, या नहीं, सुनाओ। I said the height of text box is 60 pixels, right? So let's see how a 60 pixel height text box should look alike. And is looking something like this. ठीक है, बड़ा होने के बाद देखो ऐसा दिख रहा है फुल फ्लेज में। ओके, इज इट विजिबल? हाँ। So then what we can do is we can give this as border, थोड़ा सा इसको राउंड कर देते हैं। ठीक है, तो क्या कर देता हूँ मैं इसको, बॉर्डर 2 पिक्सल्स कर देता हूँ। ठीक है, ओके, बॉर्डर रेडियस कर देते हैं उसको 2 पिक्सल्स। ठीक है, वो राउंड करने के लिए क्या होता है, बॉर्डर रेडियस होता है। हाँ, और अगर आपको बॉर्डर देना है, एक्चुअल बॉर्डर देना है, तो फिर आप एक 1px सॉलिड थोड़ा सा ग्रे कर सकते हो, डार्क ग्रे अगर उनके पास अगर है, डार्क ग्रे है तो वो कर सकते हो, थोड़ा सा डार्क दिख जाएगा वो। 2 पिक्सल्स में दिख नहीं रहा है कुछ, तो 5 पिक्सल्स करो ताकि थोड़ा सा राउंडेड लगे। हाँ ये ठीक है, 5 ज़्यादा हो गया, 3 कर लो। ठीक है, ऐसा ये लग रहा है। और फिर अभी वापस क्या कर दो, अब वो जो तीसरा वाला है क्या है, जो तीसरा वाला है, हाँ, कौन सा वाला, ये माइक आइकन, ओके, ये रह गया क्या। तो फिर हमको एक और लगाना पड़ेगा फिर, एक और इधर इमेज लगाना पड़ेगा फिर, है ना, इसी के अंदर एक और इमेज लगाना पड़ेगा। तो ठीक है, क्या है एस आर सी इसका, डॉट डॉट स्लैश यूट्यूब इमेजेस। ओके, एक मिनट का, ठीक है। सो उधर इसका इमेज इधर आ गया, आइकन आ गया, और क्या है ये, यू वॉइस सर्च रहेगा ना, वॉइस सर्च आएगा। ठीक है, कंट्रोल एस करते हैं। अब ये देखो इसका एक्चुअल साइज इतना बड़ा है, डेट वैसा बोल क्यों मार रहा है, क्योंकि ये क्लोज नहीं किया है। तो अभी क्या कर दो, इसको भी एक क्लास दे दो, और इसको एक नाम दे दो, वॉइस सर्च। बाद में अपन इसको जो जो सिमिलर वाले सेटिंग्स है ना, जैसे ये देखो ये दोनों सिमिलर है ना, तो फिर हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, वी कैन गिव कॉमा एंड गिव अ कॉमा एंड स्टाइल बोथ द क्लासेस टुगेदर. No need to write a separate class if the styles are same. Okay, and this has a circle around it, right? And the background color also is a grayish color, right? But now, okay, now we'll have to give different styles, right? So whatever is common, take it from here, and whatever is exclusive, we'll give it new styles. Okay, so we'll say BGC as gray color. Okay, and then we'll give border radius. So if you're giving a circular effect, you want give half of the height radius. So we'll give you the circular effect. 30 px. ओके, थोड़ा डार्क ग्रे हो गया, इसको क्लिक करके थोड़ा सा लाइटर वर्जन ले लो. ठीक है, ऐसे खेल सकते हो, और चेंज करना तो चेंज करते रहो. और ये जो तीसरा वाला पार्ट है उसमें 4 इमेजेस जाएंगे फिर अभी, है ना. इधर सो img src इक्वल्स टू डॉट डॉट स्लैश, पहला कौन सा इमेज है, ये वीडियो वाला है, ग्रिड वाला है, बेल वाला है, फोटो आइकन. So one second guys. Okay, so what have I added at the end? At the end, what did I add? I just added this all right section images. Okay, and to the right section, what did I make? I made it into a display flex, align atom center, and justify content evenly. Justify content evenly means the horizontal spacing how you want to put. So evenly means I put even spacing. That's it. Okay, and to increase the space over here between the left, this space. Okay, I'm talking about this space. Okay, so this should not be totally stuck to each other. There should be some spacing over here. There should be some spacing over here. So the left padding and the right padding I have set like this. So to the middle I have given some left margin and I have given some right margin like this. So in the middle section I have given some margin. So top 0, right 60, left bottom 0, left 20. Okay, that's all I have done over here, and then I have copied this and pasted into our index over here. So copied all the CSS, pasted over here, copied all the HTML, pasted over here. Okay, so I'll run the entire code in front of you all once. If anybody wants to take a screenshot while programming, can do so. I'm running all the entire lines 1 to 100. सही है.